Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Wolo, and if this is the first time you are subscribing or viewing any of my videos, I would say a very big thank you and welcome to you. My channel is about sharing information on life in Canada, living in Canada, immigrating to Canada, and generally anything that will be useful to anybody who plans on coming to Canada or people who are already living in Canada. I know that information is the biggest thing that can help anyone who wants to progress in life. The quality of information you have at your disposal can help you make good decisions and can help you in so many areas. So my channel is about sharing those information, useful information that will give people a balanced idea and a balanced opinion about life in Canada, living in Canada, immigrating to Canada, and anything generally that's going to be useful for people. I also started some series on taxes and some series on immigrating to Canada. So this week has been very busy for me. Unfortunately, I could not upload any of the videos, but today I will be talking about something different from those series I've started, and hopefully I will continue the series in my subsequent videos. So today I want to be talking about, or I want to talk about the cost of living in Winnipeg, Manitoba. And hopefully I'll be doing a comparison on the cost of living in various major cities across Canada. Yeah, in Canada or across Canada, anyone, let me not speak too much grammar. So, and I'll be sharing my experiences along as well so that people are well informed, and I hope also to engage in the comment section. If you have any ideas, you can put them in the comment section and I'll also pick up your ideas from them and talk about them. So today I want to talk about the cost of living in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and I'll talk about the major cost. And the major cost is renting in Winnipeg, Manitoba. So to rent a 2-bedroom apartment or a condo in a nice neighborhood in Winnipeg, Manitoba, you should be budgeting around 1,200 for a 2-bedroom apartment or condo. And that 1,200 can include utilities or some of the utilities. So you can find a $200 2-bedroom apartment where you can either get all the utilities included, like heat, hydro is electricity and water, and you can still find some apartment that goes for that same price, but they might say the tenant should pay for hydro, but the rent will include the heat and water. So you can find such apartments in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and it also increases from there, from 1,200 to 1,300 to 1,400. Yeah, but the average cost is about 1,200. So that's the major expense for rent in the major cost rather for rent in Winnipeg, Manitoba. And the Manitoba government has what you call rent assist. So I'll be talking about that. It's not part of this video today, but I just want to put it out there that there's something called rent assist for anybody who immigrates to Canada and is finding it difficult, does not have enough earning and enough income. The government can subsidize and help you pay part of your rent. It's a program called rent assist. So I'll talk about that in a separate video. So rent is 1,200 a month for 2-bedroom apartment or 2-bedroom condo. And if you multiply it by 12 for a year, you're spending about 14,400 for a year for a 2-bedroom apartment or a 2-bedroom condo. Then I move on to internet. So for new immigrants, there's always a promo from the internet service providers, and there are 2 major internet service providers, which are the Bell MTS and the Shaw. They usually run promos for new immigrants, and when we came, we had the promo for $45 per month, while some people got it for $50 per month. And that $45 per month includes internet, home phone, and cable. Cable is your TV, like your DSTV subscription. So that's the price for internet, home phone, and cable. You get it for $50 per month, and it is based on a promo. But after the promo finishes, it goes back up to like $90-$100 per month to get internet and cable subscription. But some people, what they do is they cut off the cable aspect of it and subscribe to Netflix, and Netflix is about 10, 15, $20 depending on the number of channels, or depending on what you want to view on Netflix. So internet, cable, and home phone, you can get it on promo for $50. And if you multiply $50 per month for 12 months, you're paying about $600 a year for internet, cable, and home phone. But that is based on the promo price. Remember, once your promo subscription ends, the price increases. So what immigrants do is they move from one service provider to another service provider. So let's say I started with Shaw, and I was with Shaw for 1 year, and after that my subscription with Shaw finished because the promo has ended. I can move from Shaw to another internet service provider that is giving promo and get another promo for another 1 year. But once you've exhausted both sides, you start paying the normal price for internet, cable, and home phone. And another expense is on phone. So for new immigrants, when you usually come with your own Nigerian phone. Sometimes you might want to like say, okay, I don't want to do anything contract, I'll just buy a SIM and put in my phone. It's good, but I did a comparison, I did the maths, and I discovered that just buying a SIM and paying $50 per month or $100 per month to the telephone service providers is almost the same thing as signing a contract and getting a new phone at zero cost for the same price. So there is the option of just getting a SIM that will give you unlimited call time within Canada, unlimited text within Canada, and maybe 5 gigabytes data on your phone, on your SIM, for let's say $100 or $50. But you can get the same value if you sign a contract with a telephone service provider and get a free phone, maybe the latest phone like a Samsung or an iPhone, for 2 years. You sign the contract for 2 years, so you're paying monthly basically the same price you pay for just a SIM. So for me and my family, we opted for a new phone because it gives us the opportunity to just keep changing phones and having a new phone every 2 years. So for that, we are paying about $105 every month for telephone with unlimited call within Canada, unlimited text messages within Canada, and a 6 gigabyte data on both phones, two phones, at zero cost. We are paying $105 per month. So the annual cost is about $1,260. So depending on your choice, if you say you don't want any new phone, well, it's your choice, but that's the cost. Then for grocery shopping, for groceries, families of maybe 2 or 3 people, they can spend as much as $500 per month for groceries, depending on what they buy and how often they eat. For me, I tend towards the organic kind of food, organic type of food, instead of buying the one that is sprayed with pesticides and stuff like that, which causes cancer. Cancer is out there, so I try as much as possible to avoid those ones and buy strictly organic. And our expense on grocery is about $600 per month. For a family of 3, a family of 4, the person can be spending, if they are not doing organic, they can be spending, let's say, $700, $800, $1,000 per month on grocery. So if you multiply that to tell you how much you're spending on grocery in a year, for us, we are spending about $6,000 on grocery for a year. Then transportation. So transportation, Winnipeg has what is called Pego card. I think in Toronto it's called Presco or Presto? I'm not sure of the correct word. Is either Presto or whatever. But in Winnipeg we call it Pego. So the Winnipeg Pego card is you have a monthly pass that you use on the buses. If you want to pay transport, you use it on the buses, and you spend about, it's $100 for $100.10 for a monthly pass, and you can go anywhere. You just tap in the whatever, the reader, the card reader, and enter any bus anytime you like, any time of the day. But I think the buses run until 1 a.m. at night, and after that they start running again by 5:30 a.m. in the morning. So you can go anywhere with your monthly pass, but you also have the option of just using pay as you go. Maybe you want to just do pay as you go and then load only $50 into the Pego card. And you also have the option of 28 days. If you are not the type that goes out often, you have the option of loading the card for 28 days. I think that's about $89 for 28 days pass is about $89. But for a monthly pass, fully loaded monthly pass, is $100 per month. And it doesn't run into the next month. So if you don't, as long as you use it, the next month you have to load your card again for another $100.10 per month. So if you multiply that by 12 months, you're spending like, let's say, 1,200 and some cents, $1,200 per year. But if you buy the card annually for 1 year card, you get some little discounts. Maybe you can be paying, let's say, 1,100 instead of the 1,200 you pay monthly. Instead of 1,200 you pay annually. If you pay $100.10 monthly, you're paying, let's say, $100 less if you just buy it for annually. You buy the Pego card and put a $1,100 annual pass. So that's the price for transportation, and it's not something that you can use for 10 people at a time. If you want to pay transport, it's okay, I want to use one card and use it for 10 different people. No, each person has to have his own Pego card. The price for bus is about $2.69 to move from point A to point B. So if you don't want to use your Pego card, you just want to pay cash and carry to enter the bus from point A to point B, you're paying about $2.69. And the cards are different. There's one for seniors, there's one for students. Students is cheaper, seniors are also cheaper, but for normal adults it's $100 for the Pego card. Then for a car, for people who come to Winnipeg, you have the option of, if you don't want, you can still use transport, but if you want to buy a car, you can either finance the car and pay small, or you just buy second-hand car outright. So some people prefer going for a new car, while some people prefer just buying a second-hand car and pay for it outright without being in debt. For me, I prefer just having this car second-hand without debt. Once I get to the level I know, okay, I have enough money, I can buy a new car maybe and then finance it. But for now, I prefer a second-hand car. So for a second-hand car, the cost of insurance usually is higher than the cost of car insurance for a new car, that you're financing. So for second-hand cars, they look at the mileage, they look at the age of the car, they look at also your driver's abstract that you bring along from your home country. So guys, that's another thing too. If you're coming from Nigeria, come along with your driver's abstract. It can reduce how much you pay on car insurance on your car when you purchase a car. So for newer cars, if you're financing a newer car, you can pay insurance for like $120 per month. But for second-hand cars, because it's old and the mileage has gone up, the price of insurance is also high, and depending on what you're covering for on your insurance. So you should be budgeting, let's say, $170, because that's what most new immigrants pay at the end of the day. But if you come with your driver's abstract, you can be paying like $160 or $150 on your car insurance monthly. So, but for us, our car insurance monthly was about $170, and then it dropped to $165, and then it dropped to $160 every year. If you have a clean driving record, your car insurance drops. So our car insurance dropped to $160, but we started with $170, and the annual cost of the car insurance was about $2,040 for us, because we didn't come with a driver's abstract. So, and it was hard for us to get a driver's abstract from Federal Road Safety Commission in Nigeria. So we just like, okay, let's just not stress ourselves too much. So that's the cost for car insurance in Manitoba. And Manitoba just has one car insurance provider, which is the Manitoba Public Insurance. Compared to some other provinces that they have third party and different kinds of insurance for their cars, Manitoba just has one car insurance provider. Then for gas, currently the price of gas, which is petrol, is about 93 cents per liter. So if you're doing a lot of driving, you might be spending close to like $100 or $200 on gas, $200 monthly on gas. So for us, we used to spend $100 monthly on gas, and the annual cost is costing us about $1,200 on gas for fueling the car. And then for parking, that's one thing I forgot to mention. So for parking, if you rent an apartment or a condo in Winnipeg, they also have what you have to pay for parking separately. So depending on the condo or on the apartment, some of them have heated garage while some don't. But the list price for parking in Winnipeg is $30. And you might be wondering, why am I paying for parking? We pay for parking here because the winters are long and the winters are brutal, and most times most cars, their batteries run down. And you must have watched one of my videos where I talked about your car, the Canadian weather, and CAA, where our car battery ran down because the weather dropped drastically. So each condo or apartment, they have people pay for their parking. People pay for parking their cars. So the least cost of parking your car is $30, and that's because you have to plug in your car during winter so that your car can start whenever you need it. So that is we're paying $30 per month. Some places is as high as $45, some places is as high as $50. So that's one thing. But you might be asking, okay, so if I don't want to pay, what will I do? Well, you have the option of parking by the roadside, but you will not have a place to plug your car in. That means during winter, you will suffer the issue of battery running down all the time, and it's not good for your car. So that's another thing we should look at as well. So parking is $30, and for a year you'll be spending like $360 for parking. I would have talked about childcare, daycare, and stuff like that, but I think I should do a separate video on that because it's a broad topic. So I've collected the total price. So for the total monthly price, total monthly budget that a family should be budgeting for when he or she finally immigrates to Winnipeg, the person should be budgeting for $2,255 per month, and also $27,060 per year. So this is just an estimate, but they are verifiable and it's out there. So I hope I've shared a good information, and like I said, I'll be doing a comparison on the cost of living in each city. Calgary, Edmonton, sorry if I mispronounce it, Calgary, Edmonton, Regina, Saskatoon, Halifax, Toronto, Vancouver. I'll do a lot of comparison on the cost of living in each of these cities. I hope I have shared enough information that is useful, and if you have anything that you feel I should talk about, you can also leave it in the comments and I will do a video on them. And I hope you share this video with your friends, with your loved ones, and tell them there's a lady out here who is sharing information about life in Canada, things happening in Canada, immigrating to Canada, and generally everything about Canada. And I hope to continue my series on immigrating to Canada and the taxes in Canada. Thank you for staying with me, and have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.